Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here. And today we're gonna go through Freyna's updated build for Season 2, Episode 2. Many of you guys have asked me about this. I'm sorry it took so long because Ultimate Blair released. I had to test all that and all that kind of stuff. But we will get right into it. Also, Arcane is in the background listening to the shenanigans. So yeah, this is a fun and interesting experience. But anyway, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Alright, let's get started. But before we do, as always, advertising more of my music. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I'm currently on SoundCloud as RealAsianRobot, and of course I've got my own YouTube music channel, Chen Siddhartha Music. You can check out all of my songs here. A lot of people have been really enjoying my music lately, so thank you to everybody who's been enjoying my songs and my music. More is coming soon, so look forward to it. And of course, take note that I'm a verified artist on Spotify, as well as Apple Music and all major music platforms. You can catch my music there if you want to. Thank you very much if you guys check me out. I'm Real Asian Robot everywhere except for my YouTube channel, because obviously Real Asian Robot's my gaming channel, so this is different. All right? Thank you very much. Now, let's get into this build straight away. So, when it comes to Freyna, let's get started with the reactor first. I'm going to remove my camera and then we'll go through it together, okay? So my reactor is actually the wrong reactor. Take note that the most important thing for Freyna's reactor is that it has to be a toxic tech reactor because she uses tech-based skills. This was actually her old bossing reactor, which had bad rolls anyway. For bossing, you want attack versus Colossus and cooldown. And for normal stuff, you would, in general, I would prefer cooldown and tech skill power boost because I'm going with a non-crit version. All right, so that is what I should have. So these substats are actually not ideal, but they work, and I'm actually going to be using these substats to show you that the build works anyway. All right, but I'm still trying to find my ideal rolls and hopefully enhance them all the way to the top. Haven't found a good tech reactor, would you believe that, with the right combination? Now for external components, you're actually going to use the same stuff as we always do. I'm using the old version, which is 2-set Annihilation and 2-set Hunter. Okay, why is this? Because skill duration and cooldown, which helps out Freyna even more. However, if you need more damage, please swap this over to the Slayer set. That being said, you're probably going to need cooldown on your reactor in order to maintain the same kill times if you want to swap to Slayer set. So please take note of that. Until I find a tech reactor, I probably won't play the Slayer set version. All right, but for the stat rolls, okay, for your auxiliary power, your stats should be max HP and MP recovery out of combat, whether you're using Slayer set, Toxic set, or Annihilation set, all the same. Hunter set, same thing, max MP, and you want an MP recovery modifier. I still haven't found the perfect Hunter set sensor yet, but then again, I will find one eventually, so I'm not worried. Annihilation memory, use defense, and of course, MP recovery modifier. All right, this is actually the ideal one. I was using Firearm Attack because I was using her to level some other stuff before, so take note on the Annihilation memory. And for the Hunter processor, max shield, and because you're using a farming build, equipment drop rate increase is standard. Okay, so this is what you'll have with her loadout, and she will have a ton of survival with this. Like I said, if you're surviving just fine, just swap to the Slayer set. You're not gonna see any difference, but make sure you at least have cooldowns on your reactor. Okay, I cannot emphasize cooldowns enough. Now for Freyna, you are going to need the Secret Garden. Once again, this is the exact same Secret Garden that we had before. No change. Make sure you've got at least 2 sprint speed rolls. Okay, it's pretty important. And this would be the Freyna special. All right, for the Secret Garden. Why this particular loadout? This is what will help you get the maximum amount of ammo in your 4th skill. All right, so it's pretty important to have all this, and Sharp Precision Shot will help you mag dump on your 4th skill to the best of your abilities. So this is what I'm using. Okay, take note of this and copy it well. Okay, great. Now that you understand the reactor, the external components, and the weapon, let's talk about the modules here. I'm sure you guys don't need an explanation on Freyna's skills because they're pretty straightforward, so I'll just get straight into the modules. Okay, well, I might do a light explanation, but anyway, when you're starting with Contagion, your damage overall will be slightly lower, but your spread is much, much better, as I've proven before. So Venom Trauma is your main skill for spreading this. With this one, you've got a 1.8 second cooldown, and the duration of your Venom Trauma's Toxic Puddle is 4.6 seconds, but the Room Zero Trauma is 6.9 seconds, and it will continuously spread, so this is pretty darn awesome. Defense Mechanism is just simply useful if you want to, poison people while they're whacking you, so that's great for that. And Putrid Venom lasts for a total of 13.7 seconds. This is great for coating a room and spreading the poison everywhere. So if it's a big room, I tend to open up with Putrid Venom instead. It's on a 3.2 second cooldown, which is fantastic with this build. Last but not least, you've got Venom Baptism. This is really, really good for dealing with bosses and things like that. And you can dish out plenty of damage, so do look forward to using this. All right. Overall, the build is set up in the following way. Let me go through the modules with you step by step. Mid-air maneuvering is going to be your sub-attack. Contagion will be your Transcendent module. But please take note that you can use Venom Synthesis with this exact same build as well. All right. It's an either-or situation, especially thanks to Arche tuning. Venom Synthesis is, you know, in my personal opinion, just as good. All right. And Freyna's skills have a skill expandable range of 300%. So do take note that you will want skill expansion plus amplification control, which will later be paired with the range part of your Arche tuning tree. So do take note of that. Okay. So that should help you out. Let me get back to the modules. Okay. So Contagion or Venom Synthesis, either or is your choice. Increase HP and Battle of Stamina are your survival modules. If you are going to use Slayer Set or whatever, swap this to HP Amplification and you'll do just fine. You can even swap in other means of dealing damage, but in general, this works really well for me. Skill Expansion plus Amplification Control will be your ranged utility modules. Then for cooldowns, you've got Nimble Fingers, MP Conversion, Focus on Toxic, Focus on Tech, because all of Freyna's skills are Toxic Tech, all right, except for this one, which is Dimension, but doesn't really matter. Last but not least, you'll need your Toxic Amplification and your Tech Amplification. All right, these two, because you're going non-crit, will help up your damage and turn Freyna into the beast that she is known as. All right. If I get time, I'll demonstrate the Venom Synthesis versus Contagion situation. And that is about it, okay, for the modules. Very straightforward and simple, right? This is probably one of the fastest videos because there isn't a lot of explanation needed for Freyna. Freyna is just Freyna, all right? She's a badass. Now, for your Inversion Reinforcer, okay, realistically speaking, all Freyna needs is Adrenaline Rush and Selective Neurostimulation. These two are important to keep up her MP as well as to make her move faster, which you really want. Then last but not least, you can just choose a focus round that would be useful for her. So in this particular case, let's just go with electric focus rounds and we're good to go. Okay. Last but not least is Arche tuning. Arche tuning, okay, here's what you are going to need. For Freyna in particular, all right, it depends on what you're willing to sacrifice. If you find that you've got more than enough hit points and you're willing to sacrifice a bit of your gun damage, you can actually go all the way across here, all right, to get a bit more duration if you want to. This can overall help your skill durations do a little bit more, okay? But the increase is very minimal. As you can see, without that, it's like 0.146 anyway, and with this, I'm only getting a little tiny bit of extra duration. So if you don't want the enhanced skill duration, which I found to be useless, I went with even more hit points and I just got enhanced weak point damage, which would benefit my gun. All right. So, oops, sorry. For Freyna's Arche tuning, if you want me to go through it step by step, you start by going down the right-hand side pathway. All right, I would recommend taking this and then going down this way first. Grab your enhanced skill cost, grab this, then grab this, okay? Once you've got your enhanced skill power, go all the way up and just grab enhanced skill cooldown. Then you've got some spare points. For your spare points, grab hit points, MP recovery modifier. You can grab enhanced skill power and enhanced weak point damage. If you find that you want some MP recovery instead, you can go with this, but take note that this only helps you with your MP recovery out of combat. So that might not be very useful. Play it your way. There are options that you can use here. I can't believe I didn't name this, but skill power farming. Okay, there we go. And that is your Arche tuning in general. Okay, so that's all you need to know for Freyna. Now, demonstration time. So first I will demonstrate Contagion, and Freyna is designed as a farmer mostly for these, this one's Forgottens. Forgottens is annoyingly annoying. Let's go with Seed Vault instead. All right, Seed Vault's a perfect place because the enemies are all toxic type, so they're gonna be harder to kill, right? So let's have some fun with this. And I will show you the difference between Venom Synthesis as well as the usual. Okay, here we go. So with Contagion, you lose out on the Venom Synthesis movement speed, which technically can make you a bit slower, but you also gain the benefit of just casting once, everything dies, the poison spreads, life is good. So sometimes when I play Contagion, I just kind of do this. As you can see, although your damage is lowered in the Contagion state, because I believe you have one less tick of damage, you can just absolutely annihilate most of your foes. Freyna's main issue, though, will be MP, so just take note of that. That's why sometimes in the bigger areas, what I'll do is I'll slow down a minute, because I know the poison's going to spread anyway. I'll slow down a minute, let the whole thing handle itself. As you can see, my range is maximized. Okay, so while everything dies off, I'll just show this to you. My range expands to 300%, and that is 12 meters, and I have that with this particular loadout, which is great. All right, just let the poison spread and do its thing. Excuse me, let me just murder these fellas. And any big elites, you can shoot them with your gun. Okay, so fairly straightforward. With Venom Synthesis, in these particular areas, you kill a little bit faster, which is really, really good. Now, for these particular faster corridors, I'm not gonna worry too much. I'm just gonna annihilate. So I just sort of shoot, move on. Just manage your MP well, because that's gonna be your biggest headache. Now, fun fact: you can actually save MP here if you're willing to spread your poison with your gun. You got plenty of ammo, all right? Use it to mag dump and just hit targets and spread the poison that way. That is another excellent way of doing it, and then you can just take it real easy and just relax, wipe out all your foes. Just do make sure to actually pick up some MP. All right, it's gonna be pretty nasty if you don't. And if ever you're in a situation where you need to take a moment to deal with the elites, you can do so. Just shoot them for faster kill times, because no sense waiting for the poison to kill them. It will, but honestly, I just use the poison to spread through the normal creatures. And I deal with the rest using my gun. Okay, there we go. See how easily they all get owned? Now, just remember that the elites will spawn here, so just make sure you come and take them out. Otherwise, you'll be left waiting and wondering why you can't progress. Okay, there we go. Freyna is extremely relaxed. The effort required is practically non-existent, so there you go. There's one. There's two. Now, I will actually trigger this here, but only so I can kill and shoot Neckbet. Now, for bossing, Contagion suffers a lot because, like I said, the damage is lower. So you sort of have to deal with things using your gun, but it's not too bad. Deal with one first, then deal with the other. There you go. And that's that. So that was a run of 4 minutes with Contagion. Alright, but it's very relaxed. You don't have to worry. I believe Venom Synthesis should, in theory, be faster. Based on how fast you can go with it, but you basically will play like Blair, and you benefit from the additional movement speed and higher damage. So I think you should be slightly faster now, especially with arcade tuning. Let me just check that. But your spread of your poison, do take note, will be less. So you might have to take a more active stance in murdering them. Let's do it again, and we'll go through. Ta-da-ta, ta-da-ta, ta-da-ta. Okay, so y'all remember the Blair playstyle? This is exactly the same thing. Alright, you also gain movement speed, so you can essentially, you know, like walk past all these dudes and just poison them that way. If you need to take a moment, you can. But for the most part, with your cooldowns being the way they are, just keep your movement speed up and just absolutely annihilate, and you'll be fine. Okay, just like that. Kill the big kahunas as needed, and you're good.
This is your break. Shield is down.
If the toxic puddle doesn't happen to trigger near enough to these dudes, then go right ahead. You can take an additional jump or cast if necessary.
Watch your feet.
But I do love to leave the toxic puddles everywhere. Sometimes even the elites get ripped by this. You see how easy all that is? Just keep the movement speed up and you're pretty much good to go. The main thing is your movement speed. And occasionally some enemies, they might be a little far. So, as you can see, the lowered spread opens you up to similar problems. Like, while your damage is higher, it opens you up to similar problems that Blair and several other characters have, like Keelan and all that. Because you are definitely going to own these enemies. You're definitely going to wipe them out. But the big headache is, you know, when you just happen to leave just that one guy somewhere over the rainbow. And it becomes a problem. Okay. I think Freyna actually only leaves footprints where she stands, which is unfortunate. Because I was hoping for a slightly different outcome. Ah, that's something I didn't consider.
How was that? Damn it.
I didn't consider that the toxic puddle, unlike the version of the one where you throw it, I failed to consider the fact that it would not hit the drones, the invulnerability drones. Okay. Sorry, that's something I completely forgot about it. I should have remembered it, but I didn't. Okay, and there's that. So overall, about 4 minutes as well. I think mostly that was a bit due to my error, but roughly the kill times are the same. Just depends on your playstyle. Some people prefer Venom Synthesis. Some people prefer to have their Contagion. Contagion is brain dead with slightly less damage, whereas Venom Synthesis has a bit more damage, but requires more active management, so skill will be a factor there. But honestly, kill times are roughly the same, so there you go. Alright, and that brings me to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the little demonstration on Freyna as well. All right. Now this time round, before we thank our people, I'm not gonna forget. Okay, I'm actually gonna go and pull up the updated list because I gotta thank people properly. Okay. Don't worry, I got you on this. I got you guys on this. Let's say a thank you to our top supporters. Okay. Our top supporters for April who've made this channel fantastic and who are keeping me in business and keeping me alive. Here they are, April's top supporters. Top tipper CG Mayhem. Top tipper list includes Fluffy Bunnykins, Kenny Thiet. Top super chatters Lawbreaker. Top super chat list includes Jody Wilkins, Chester Lester, Craig Ricketts, Louis Costa, Mystic Dove, Sir Tommy, D. Russ, Jonathan Terry, Ferris Bueller. Top channel membership gifter is D. Russ. Top channel membership gifter list includes Arcane Silver 300, Jody Wilkins, Chris Campbell, D. Russ, and Mystic Dove. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun!